Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have absolutely fabulous day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create multi-tiered pop-up cut with no cutting dice. If you really like this style, or if you would really like to try it, this video is for you. And I would be very happy if you can craft along with me or create some Easter projects. So, for today's cut, I'm going to use one of the best collections ever from Relatively Thoughtful, and it's called Happy Easter. And here you can only see my totally favorite design papers from this collection, but trust me, there are many more. So if you want to get this collection, I left the link in the description down below. And this year, Sally, the owner of Relatively Thoughtful, also added amazing elements to Fussy Cut. And when I saw them, I thought I really need to use them straight away. And these are so beautiful, vibrant and bright. And I thought they'll be perfect not only for Easter, but also for other occasions, especially with those floral wreaths. As you can see, there are just so many of them. If you want, you can fussy cut all those elements or use ScanNCut machine or Cricut. To be honest, I use my ScanNCut for most of the elements here. And what's really good about this collection, not only it has so many beautiful elements to fussy cut, but you can use them for a variety of projects. And here I printed two papers on A4, so actually you can resize them as well, and this is so cool about any digital collection. So for the first project, I decided to use those two design papers because these are my favorite from the collection. So first we're going to create our cut base. So I've got 8 inches by 6 inches, and we're going to score it at 2 inches and also 6 inches. So at the moment it looks like a gatefold cut, nothing really fancy. So if you don't always try fancy fold cuts, please do it. You don't need any nesting dice or literally no cutting dice. Now I've got 5 inches by 4 7/8, and I'm going to score it at half an inch and 4.5. And we are going to score all those panels that will go inside the cut exactly the same way. So I do encourage you to try this multi-tiered pop-up cut today. Now I've got panel measuring 3 7/8 by 5 inches, and I'm going to score it again at half an inch and 4.5. And this is a repeated process. So if you've never ever tried this one, please give it a go. You won't be disappointed. And this panel measures 2 7/8 by 5 inches. And if you want to use any collection from your stash, please do it, because this is so cool. If you've never tried this one, as you can see, I started with 1 and I created 3 cards. So this panel measures 2 by 5 inches, and again I'm going to score it at half an inch and 4.5. So we'll have all the elements ready to create our cut base. But before we move on, we have to cut the side panels a little bit, so it actually looks like a stadium, let's say. Using my ruler, I'm going to create a mark at 2 inches on both sides. And this will be my guide how to cut the side panels. So I'm going to match the line I created with the top scoring line. And this is so cool. You can use your trimmer, guillotine, literally. You can also use scissors as well. If you have any pencil marks, that is the time to remove them. Now I've got 5 3/4 by 1 3/4 panels, and I'm going to create a 2-inch mark, and again I'm going to cut the sides super quickly using my guillotine from Crafter's Companion. And if you're interested in any of the products I use in today's video, you can check the description down below. And again, if you have any pencil marks, that is the time to get rid of them. And I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, to put all those elements together. And this is so cool because you do have time to maneuver those elements. And if you'd like to get this glue, actually you can get it on Relatively Thoughtful website. So yes, you can check that link in the description down below. So now we have to put the panels here, but first let's decorate the inside. So I've got 5 3/4 by 3 3/4 panel, and it will go inside because I really want that card to look professionally finished. Now it is time to start putting the elements together, and it's always a good idea to actually start with the biggest one first. And as you can see, first I'm going to put the panel, make sure it's adhered properly. You can always fold it to the left, to the right, and then decorate it with the panel of your choice. And this panel measures 4 5/8 by 3 3/4. This is so cool because you can decorate any card with any design papers that you've got in your stash. So I do encourage you to have a look what you've got and use them, because these cards are super special, and as you can see, they fold flat and they will go in the envelope. So as you can see, I'm going to create panels just a 1/4 inch smaller than the panel here, and this way you can choose whatever is in your stash, and I do encourage you to do so. So in the description down below I also left the link to RT Create, Make and Share Facebook group. So this Facebook group is for people who have any of the relatively thoughtful collections and create beautiful projects with them. And from time to time, relatively thoughtful releases free design papers. So if you do have some of them, I do encourage you to post your beautiful makes on that RT Create, Make and Share group. Now with the smaller panel, I decided to trim a little bit on the panels here, because I thought if it is too big, it will stand out, and I didn't want it. I wanted this card to be beautiful. Now, with this panel, I'm going to put it on the inside panel first, and then adhere the front panel. So as you can see, we do have that stack element here, and I really like it. So if you do have any flower cutting dies, or maybe butterfly dies, that's how you can decorate your card as well, and it will be beautiful. I'm pretty sure it will. If you have ever created a multi-tiered pop-up card, please let me know in the comments down below. This card was inspired by Sam Calcott, and when I saw her card with parrots and flowers, I couldn't resist. I thought I need to give it a go, and Easter is the best time to do it, right? So if you want to know this tutorial, I will leave the link in the description down below. As you can see, I keep all the fussy cut elements in a bag that will go together with the collection. Here I've got some elements from last year, but also the elements from this year. As you can see, there is a big variety. So this is the biggest choice here, how to decorate your card. And I think it's always the most challenging, but it is just so worth the effort. I wonder, do you prefer to fussy cut your elements or use your ScanNCut and Cricut machine? Which one is your preference? Please let me know in the comments down below. Also, as you see, this week I'm very busy with lots of videos. So if you haven't seen my decorative stepper card tutorial, the link is at the top right corner. It was so much fun to create it, and I absolutely love personalized cards. I also wonder, how many Easter projects have you created this year, and which one was your favorite? Please let me know in the comments down below. Talking about Easter, on Tuesday, I had a tutorial on pop-up diamond card with no cutting dies. So if you haven't seen this one yet, check the link in the top right corner. I will also link it at the very end of this video. So as you can see, using my alcohol marker, I decided to add that color on all the edges where the sentiment is. So you don't always need to use ink blending tool to add that color. Alcohol markers will work as well. Now, when this is ready, all we have to do is to admire the card, right? But with this card, there is plenty of space to write your message on the back. And this is just so cool. And as you can see, it stands proudly on a flat surface. I really like this card. If you like fancy fold cards, I really hope you enjoyed my Dutch card from yesterday. If you haven't seen that one yet, the link is at the top right corner. For the second card, I'm going to use those three design papers, and using that Easter egg design paper I'm going to decorate the sides, and these cards come together very quickly. So again, I've got 8 inches by 6 inches scoring at 2 and 6 inches. So you know how to create the card base so far, right? All you have to do now is to cut the sides, and with the panels, again, you just have to score it at half and also 4.5 inches. And if you want to know the measurements of all the 4 panels, here they are. So the first biggest panel measures 4 and 7/8 by 5 inches. The second panel, which you can see here, is 3 and 7/8 by 5 inches. The third one now is 2 and 7/8 by 5 inches, and the smallest panel is 2 inches by 5 inches. Literally, that's everything you need to create this card. And if you want to play with the measurements, you can create your card bigger or smaller. But I think this size is perfect because it will go flat in 6 by 6 inches envelope. So now it is time to decorate the card, the most exciting part. And if you do have that collection, I wonder what kind of card or project have you created? Because as I told you, if you go to RT Create, Make and Share group, you can see lots of amazing inspiration. Also, in the description down below, I left the link to Relatively Thoughtful Instagram, Facebook, but also YouTube channel, and I do encourage you to check all of them out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. And to be honest, Relatively Thoughtful has so many beautiful collections. So many. Sometimes when I get the collection, I just can't choose what do I want to make first. So as you can see here, I decided to go with some beautiful greens, but also that gold silver design paper. I really like it, especially with that damask pattern. So these cards come together very quickly. I think all 3, with cutting all those panels, took me about an hour and 20 minutes, so it is super quick. All you have to do is to have some fussy cut elements, or maybe Emphera, and that would be fine as well. So it is time for the front panel, and it is amazing. I absolutely love this card style, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to create some more cards in this style because it is literally, it put a massive smile on my face. If you've never ever tried this one, please give it a go and let me know how did you feel creating it. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy every single second. And as you can see, I do recommend here to use liquid glue because if you use tape, you won't have time to maneuver those elements. And to be honest, it is crucial, especially with that fancy fold that we've got here. So, when this is ready, it is time to decorate the front panel. And to be honest, for this card, it's also a good idea to use some scraps from the design papers you really like. So you don't always need the whole sheet of the design paper. Scraps will be fine as well, because you don't have to decorate the bottom of your card, because no one will ever see it. But I really wanted to stay professional, that's why I did it. But you don't have to do it. It's literally up to you. Now it is time to decorate the card, and as you can see, I'm placing all the elements here, and I do encourage you to play with the composition, layout, give it some balance and contrast, because that's what all the card making is about. And if you do use that liquid glue, you do have time to maneuver the elements and it dries clear if you make a mistake, so never ever worry. So this card was super quick to make, right? And you know the drill, how to make it. So if you do create one, please let me know in the comments because I would absolutely love to see it. And again, if you haven't seen my Dutch card from yesterday, it is a part of Fancy Fold Challenge, which is hosted by Monica, Paper Mona, and every single month we create a different fancy fold card. It is super fun to create, and I do encourage you to try this technique because sometimes we just spend so much money on new cutting dies and stamps, but to be honest, we don't really need them. And this year I tried to do no spend year. Okay, I already failed. I'll be honest with you. If you've seen my Crafterama video, you know that I failed. But to be honest, I try not to spend as much as I did in the last year. So fancy fold cuts, I think that is the way to go. So our second cut is complete. It is time for the last one. And as you can see, I put some elements on the side because I really wanted to have some space. So these are the design papers I'm going to use for the last cut. And now you can see all those panels here. And it is time to put them together on the cut base. And I didn't change the measurements, they are all the same. So remember, it is 8 by 6 inches, so you can use A4 cut size to create this cut. Super cool, right? And when this is ready, it is time to decorate it. My totally favorite part, but also, to be honest, a little bit challenging. I always start with the top because I think that is the trickiest part. You have to make sure that it doesn't really go over too much because you want to put it in the flat envelope later on. But if you want to add some dimension with, like, let's say, double-sided foam adhesive, that would be fine as well. But I would recommend to use it only at the very front panel, because if you put it inside the cut, that could be too much bulk to go inside of the envelope. So this is cool, right? I just couldn't resist, and I do encourage you to try it. You won't be disappointed. And as I told you, fancy fold cuts are so much fun to create. If you've never ever created them, please do them, because 5 by 7 inches are absolutely fine cuts, and the same with 6 by 6 inches. But fancy fold cuts, I think they are even more special and very unique, because you can't really get them in the cut shop. So we are, as card making people, we are the best, right? Yes. So I'm getting off topic a little bit, but seriously, those cuts are super fun to create. And now this cut is nearly complete. So what do you think about this color combo for this cut? It is more muted, but I still like it. You don't always have to have super bright Easter cuts. This one will work as well. So now you can see all 3 cuts side by side, and I do wonder which one is your favorite. The one with the bunny, maybe the one with the lamb here, or maybe the very last one. So please let me know which one is your favorite. Which one did you enjoy watching the most? Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And tomorrow I'm going to have another Easter card projects for you. Here you can see my Frida Kahlo beautiful interlock double concertina card, and also bunny shaped cards using the same Happy Easter collection. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting!